Hey there film fans, today I'm going to talk to you about the new Dad's Army reboot featuring Catherine Zeta-Jones, Toby Jones and Bill Nighy. For me, the movie could be summarised in one take-home message, which is, all men are idiots. But hey, we knew that already, right? Just kidding! The plot of the film revolves around Captain Mainwaring's slightly idiotic home guard. In this particular instalment, a sexy reporter turns up wanting to write a feature about them. But does she have ulterior motives? In the showing I went to, I'm not sure if this is for everyone, there was an advert directly before the feature with the key actors in, acting out a scene, but then one of their mobile phones went off. Which I've seen be done before for other films, but particularly seemed inappropriate for this with the time that the feature's set in, and especially as it was the same actors that I was about to see in the movie. I don't remember Dad's Army terribly well. I didn't watch it a lot as a child, but as I remember it, there was quite a lot of slapstick, and that continues. There's a lot of clowning and buffoonery. There's also quite a lot of the time misogyny. I find Captain Mainwaring a relatively unusual lead character because he doesn't have many redeeming features. He's generally quite dislikable, but yes, he does. At one point, he says, "She can't be a spy, she's a woman." Now, I know that's a joke, but it doesn't really endear him to me. I don't really go, oh, look at him and his old-fashioned gender ideals. That said, Toby Jones is obviously playing the character very well. It's just, I don't know whether I'm entirely on his side, and I think you are meant to be. There were a couple of really good performances. Michael Gambon was exceptionally funny. I also love Bill Nighy. Catherine Zeta-Jones was also very good. You can see that it's not too far of a stretch for her to be seducing older men. I don't really remember the show, but even as a child I think I did side with Bill Nighy's character over Toby Jones's character because, well, let's face it, he is a slightly lazy, posh, devastatingly sexy Oxbridge grad. I don't know why. Don't know why I'd side with him. The comedy was fine, not laugh out loud really, but it was nice to see something a bit more laid back, a bit more PC, no swearing. The violence was quite contained compared to a lot of other offerings at the moment. As I say, I don't really remember the original series, but from what I understand, it was a lot funnier. I do like that generally the overall message is that women are better. There's the Mum's Army group who are infinitely better at what they do and more switched on to what's happening around them than the men. Catherine Zeta-Jones' character is obviously able to manipulate all the men. And then there are some elderly sleuths in the village who are much more switched on to what's happening than anyone else. I'm assuming that the target audience for this is probably for the grey pound, an older audience. Although, as I remember it, it wasn't my parents that watched Dad's Army, it was their parents. My parents, when it was showing in '68, so my dad would have been 18. I don't really know if he would have been watching a show about OAPs and the Second World War. I wouldn't have watched that when I was 18, so I don't know if it's maybe not really got a target audience. From what I understand as well, the fans of the original series were very disheartened and didn't want to see the remake, so it'll be interesting to see who does end up watching it and how well it does. There's a lot of British nostalgia, but it seems to me that judging on the popularity of the original series, there must have been something more than that, and it feels a little bit surface. However, it was perfectly acceptable vanilla entertainment, if immediately forgettable. I don't think it's going to be a classic, which is a bit disappointing considering the amazing cast and the popularity of the original. But what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget, subscribe to my channel. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? If you think we're on the run.